What's up everybody, Couch Mills here, coming at you with a brand new Halo Infinite video, and there's a lot of new information that just came out this morning from the community manager at 343 talking about account progression and targeted things that they're going to be doing towards cheaters. So there's a lot we got to talk about, but right now less than 10% of you are subscribed. So what the hell are you doing? If you don't want to miss out on all the news, guides, and content that we do daily uploads here on this channel, smash that like and subscribe right now. But without further ado, let's jump into the video. Now the cheating problem in Halo is starting to hit us like a train. Out of nowhere, clip after clip after clip of people cheating has started to pop up in Halo more now than ever. Even people like Dr. Disrespect have started chiming in on the cheating problem, stating this, quote, "Cheating in Halo is a scary thing to think about. If it gets out of control like Warzone, everyone is gonna question everything and it turns into this huge accusation movement nobody wants. Microsoft, give us some relief. It's such a good game." Now, we all know that Dr. Disrespect has some really dog shit takes, like incredibly often, especially about Halo and the Battle Royale mode and stuff like that, but specifically about this, he's not wrong. Warzone completely died, becoming one of the biggest games and then basically losing all of its viewership overnight to games like Splitgate and Apex and now Halo, because they could never get the cheating problem under wraps. And this goes double for Halo. When Halo's such an important esport oriented game, if you're playing in a ranked mode and you don't know if the person across from you is playing on a level playing field, it's just going to be really, really bad for everybody, and no one's going to respect the game from a high level point of view. Add to that fact that Halo is free to play, and this is the first time Halo has ever been free, so cheating is more rampant now than ever, and there's very little consequence. If someone doesn't get permabanned, they can just pop into a new account and they can play Halo as usual. Now, the 343 community manager went to Twitter to talk about it this morning, stating this, quote, "Let's talk about cheating. Unfortunately, cheating is a natural part of supporting a free-to-play PC game, and it's one we anticipated. It'll never go away entirely, but we're prepared and committed to release consistent improvements to our game system and taking action on bad actors." And then he links us to a report page where you could report a player suspected of cheating. Now, I'm gonna be honest and say that this is a pretty bad statement in general. First off, it puts a lot of the blame on PC gamers, which, well, yes, I do agree with him that there's gonna be more cheaters because the game is on PC. It's even more so the fact that the game is free that is going to enable all these cheaters. But even more than that, this is almost shifting the blame, and a lot of the community members in general, everyone that plays on console, is blaming PC players for all the cheating problems, which is not really fair considering the developers themselves, it's their job to deal with the cheating problems. They're the ones who decided to put it on both platforms. They're the ones who need to deal with it, and it's not like they can't deal with it. One of the biggest things that you need to understand about the PC arms race is that a developer has to be constantly pouring money to offset the encouragement or the incentive for these cheat developers to keep developing cheats. Now, if a developer is constantly pouring money into the cheating problem, which they should, then it's possible for the developers to be a step ahead of all these cheaters. However, they have to put ample resources into it. And it's a lot easier to just say, hey, this is gonna be a natural problem and, you know, we're gonna try to solve it, but we're not making really committed actions to it. I would much rather have a much stronger stance than that, saying something like, hey, we're gonna spend 10% of all the money that we make from skin sales, and we're gonna apply that towards anti-cheat and an anti-cheat team. Now, that is a response that I would appreciate. That's a response that shows dedication to making Halo an esport-oriented game that has a high degree of competitive integrity, rather than just saying, hey, it's a free-to-play, it's a PC game, yeah, it sucks to suck. Go blame all those people in your community, not us. Now, we did do a follow-up sometime later stating, quote, "Jumping in to clarify that the wording of improvements to game systems includes not only our anti-cheat, but the rest of the game as well. It's worded this way because we don't have a single feature approach, but a game-wide approach to anti-cheat." Now, I would really love it if you could go into much more detail about the ways that you're gonna combat cheaters. And if you ever wanna do an interview, either just clarifying all of this or just talking about future changes, I would absolutely love to have you humbly. Now, the next thing is some really great news for some of you. They are doing huge changes to progression, which is just very exciting. Let's read what they have to say, quote, "When we made our initial changes to progression, which added daily play one game challenges, updated weekly challenges, and doubled the duration of 2 XP boosts, we promised that we would monitor the data and make additional changes if needed. Now is the time to follow up on that. After seeing how X-Play was earned those changes, we noticed that players were starting these sessions with slower payouts than we'd like. To address this, we'll be increasing the XP payout for the first 6 matches of each day. An outline of this update can be found below. First game, 300 XP. Second game, 200. Third, 200. Fourth, 100. Fifth, 100. Sixth, 100. Then from the 7th game onward, it will be 50 plus. We believe this increase will help address those slower initial payouts while also benefiting those of you jumping on each and every day. We know many of you want even larger changes and we're committed to doing so, but those will take time. We made this update based on data and player feedback and we'll monitor its impact as we push it live tomorrow morning. As always, keep sharing your feedback. So by the time you're hearing this, this is most likely already live, and this is actually fantastic. Those of you who now get to play, especially those 6 games in a day, you're gonna be getting a fat stack of XP, and now it's actually realistic to finish the battle pass, if I'm being honest. This is amazing, and it gives people incentive to keep playing every single day to grind for those rewards. I really, really love this change. This is a huge step in the right direction for 343. Now, if I would just add a little bit to this, I think one thing that they could add is a little bit more XP for winning a match. That's one of the big problems right now, especially when people can't choose their playlist, is people don't care about winning. No matter what it is, whether it's capture the flag, oddball, whatever, some people care about winning, some people don't. And if you just gave like 50 XP for a loss and 100 XP for a win, just a little bit more for a win, that would be a fantastic change that I think would encourage people to play towards the objective a little bit more. And if you did that, then this system would be absolutely perfect and the battle pass would be worthwhile to buy. Now, besides that, the only big complaint that the community is gonna have past this is the fact that you're trying to sell colors for like, you know, $5, $10. I think if you take all these default cosmetics and you just make them free or incredibly cheap or included in the battle pass, for instance, and then you also just have all these extra skins on top that cost money, I think everyone would be happy. No one would complain anymore. All your problems would be solved as far as the progression system and the skin system is concerned. And that's just a couple of steps away. 343 is really doing a good job at, you know, going towards all these goals that people want, but there's still a few things that they have to address, specifically those basic default skin settings, the anti-cheat, and just a couple little niggles here and there, but we'll have a completely separate video breaking all that down. But I also just think that 343 is doing a pretty decent job so far. But definitely let me know if you agree with me down below and smash that like, subscribe, because only 10%, actually less than 10% of you are subscribed. And when I don't have enough subscribers, I just have performance issues. So, you know, you gotta help me out here. But thank you so much for coming by. I hope you enjoyed the video. I love your faces, and I'll see you next time.